Welcome to Running on Reddit, r/Tales from Retail, where the craziest customers, managers, and owners make a scene. I believe this happened last year. I was the assistant deli manager at a locally owned grocery chain. An older man, and, who I assumed to be his wife, walk up to my counter and start talking to one of my associates. After a bit of a conversation, I can see the man is looking irritated. Then my associate calls me over. Me, how can I help you? Man, we are here to get the free ice cream cone you guys are advertising. Me, I'm sorry, you must have seen it advertised for somewhere else. We don't serve ice cream. At this point, the guy started getting pretty angry. Man, it said earlier that I could get a free Ben & Jerry's ice cream cone. Me, we don't serve Ben & Jerry's ice cream here. The only ice cream we have from them is in the frozen section. Man, I want to talk to a manager. Me, I'm a manager, sir. Man, you don't know what you are talking about. He then proceeds to find one of the supervisors in the store and asks him about it. The supervisor comes back and asks me about it with the man following. It was a small store. You didn't have to go far. He didn't know about what our deli did, let alone what the others did. I asked the man where he saw the advertisement, and he told me in the game on his phone. I told him our company does not advertise that way, and he proceeded to tell me again I didn't know what I was talking about. He left shortly thereafter, heading to another of our locations, even after telling him that none of our stores serve ice cream or ice cream cones. After all of this, I looked up what he might have been talking about. Ben & Jerry's has a free cone day once a year, where you can go to get a free ice cream cone. There are no Ben & Jerry's locations within 300 miles. I didn't know this, as there are none nearby. The customer actually thought an ad in a game would hint at a free ice cream cone. Maybe he should follow up with hot singles in your area ads to see what he can find. Some background. I work at a store that sells building supplies. We have a wide array of products, and some of them do not have barcodes on them, so I have to know them all by name. I write the products down on a paper, give it to the customer pays, comes back to show me the receipt, and then I open the gate for the customer to leave. The product in this case is a sort of brick which has 3 different types: basic, outer corner, and inner corner. So on with the story. One day a customer comes up to me with a single brick. It was the inner corner type. So I write it down, give the paper to the customer, and send him on his way to the register. He comes back to show me the receipt, and I notice that it has the basic type of brick on it. I apologize and tell the customer that the cashier probably made an error and I have to fix the receipt, as in change the right product on it. The customer immediately turns blood red mad and starts yelling at me for not writing the right product on the paper. I said it is not a big deal and this will only take a second. Before I even get to my computer with the receipt, he grabs my arm and pulls me very close to him and keeps yelling about me not doing my job correctly. Again, I apologize for the inconvenience, but he doesn't seem to care. At this point he is very close to my face, putting his fist up against my cheek and straight up insulting me. I calmly ask him to leave, but he refuses. I said I will go call my manager so we can sort this out. As I was on my way to the phone, he tells me to open the gate, so I did and he left. At the end of the day, I ran into my boss and told him what happened. He was glad I told him, and that nothing worse went down. Shortly after I told this story to a coworker, she actually was the one at the register with the customer I was telling her about. It turns out that she didn't make a mistake with the product, but it was the customer that told her that I had written down the wrong product, so she believed him and changed it to the basic kind. A few days go by and my boss calls me to go talk to him. Someone had made a formal complaint about me assaulting a customer, and apparently the police was involved too. At this point I was the one turning blood red mad. I told my boss what had really happened and asked him to take a look at the recording from the security camera. He quickly noticed that it was the customer that was assaulting me. He saved the recording and sent it to the police. A few days go by again, and my boss comes up to me and tells me that the customer is banned from every store in our chain, and the police said there was going to be consequences for the customer. My boss thanked me for being professional and actually gave me a raise. I have a feeling I have to thank the customer for getting me that raise. He cried wolf about assault when in fact, He assaulted someone. Outrageous. Some people have the gall. Little story my nephew encountered while working at the counter this week. Last Monday, the store he works in had a promotional beer item for sale. A sort of mini cooler box for a 6-pack of beer. Now, on that Monday, there was a mistake with the pricing. First of all, on the display, it was written they were €6.75, but they were actually €5.99. Furthermore, the register incorrectly added an additional €1.20 discount on it. So in total, the box, a 6-pack of beer in it, cost €4.79 for the first day. The 6-pack alone normally costs around €5.15. The next day, they fixed the incorrect discount. On the third day, my nephew got an angry customer at the information desk he was stationing. Customer, Monday I bought this cooler box, and yesterday I bought another one as a gift, but this time I didn't get the discount. Shows 2 receipts showing that he got a €1.20 discount on the first one, but not the second one. That's correct, sir. The discount was an error that was fixed yesterday. Customer, that doesn't matter. It should have been the same price. I want my discount. That's not possible. Customer, of course it is. Come on, it's only €1.20. Just give it to me. Don't be so difficult about it. You owe it to me. Actually, sir, you owe us money because the discount was incorrectly given. Would you like to pay in cash or card? Enter €1.20 in the register. Customer, what? No. It's only €1.20. Customer, never mind then. The customer moped over a €1.20 difference. The quick turnaround from the nephew is gold. He handled the absurdity with such grace and wittiness. It was 9:55 PM and the store was minutes from closing. I was stocking the bread per my manager's request. Store was empty. I don't really know why. I just suddenly started leaving the bread aisle and walking towards the front of the store where the registers are. Looking back, I think I heard my manager say something and I figured there was a customer to ring up. Suddenly, I see 3 men in hoodies, masks. One of them has a silver gun. Apparently, 2 of them had guns, but I didn't see the other gun. They see me exit the bread aisle and begin shouting. I think one of them yelled, "Come on dumb head," while pointing the gun at me. There was a ton of nervousness and urgency in their voices. A lot of "come on, let's go." I just immediately went emotionally and physically numb. My only thought was this is actually happening. I kept my head forward. My manager was being roughly thrown to the ground under the registers, where the vault is. One of them rushed to me, put his hand on my shoulder, and walked me to the registers, where my manager already was. They were shouting at me to open the register, which I could not do without a key. They had a gun on me, and were screaming at me to open it. Open it. I tried, but for some reason it kept saying I was already signed in on another register, and, honestly, I couldn't open anything. Sales associates are useless in a robbery. FYI future robbers. I kept my hands up, but near my face. I never looked at any of them once they walked me to the register. I made no statements the entire time, and never engaged any of them. Guns were pointed at me, and I just couldn't believe this was happening. The focus of the robbers quickly was diverted to my manager when they realized he held the keys and was the only one who could help them. They were shouting at him, pointing guns, etc. Suddenly, the vault popped open, and they took the money. But then, one of the robbers was insistent on opening the register after they already hit the vault, which the other 2 were panicking about. The other 2 were waiting at the door freaking out like, "Let's go man," almost begging the third guy. The panicky vibe made me more nervous in a way. Once they got the money, and this all took maybe 2 minutes total, I became terrified. I had this horrible preparedness to take a bullet to my head any second. I knew some robbers shoot the cashiers once they get the cash. But just like that, it was over. They ran out as soon as they hit the register and vault. My manager locked the door behind them. A customer, a young woman, had walked in during the robbery and they took her purse. She was in the store with us after it happened. She was crying and very shaken. I just hugged her and didn't know what to say, but I said something about "we're okay. This is the next morning. I don't work today." Not really sure I want to close anymore. What a terrifying experience for that retail worker. Hopefully, she sought the appropriate help needed to cope with that situation. If you like the content and want to support the channel, like and subscribe right now, or you'll be running on fumes. So, this is happening at this exact moment. I'm in the break room, eating breakfast before my shift starts at 10 AM. When the whole mall opens, the assistant manager just came back, looks at me with this weird expression, and tells me there's a lady in the store, looking at clothes. AM equals assistant manager. M equals manager. L equals lady. AM, excuse me, we are not open yet. L, well, it's only 13 minutes left until you open. AM, but we are not open yet. She is just speechless at this moment, as these things never happen here. L, it doesn't bother you if I just go around looking. My assistant manager didn't know what more to say and just ran back here to tell me. Couple minutes later my manager comes. She was out smoking. M, there's a lady in the store. Me, I know, assistant manager told me. M, she's in the dressing rooms now. Me, shouldn't we kick her out or something? My manager just looked super confused and puzzled and left. The thing is our gate is only lifted enough for us to duck under to get into the store, so this lady had to actually bend down to get in here. My shift starts now. Just thought this was a funny thing to share. The woman ducking under the store's gate is on the verge of trespassing. Let me know in the comments below, how would you have handled this incident? Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and turn on the bell or you'll be running on fumes. See you in the next video.